except the guy who does all the IT shit and security shit and compiles everything, he fucking underpays him. So that
To be
causes
fair, we don't know what he actually paid him.
not enough.
True.
Considering
Dennis
he
just
said
says-
spared no expense on everything
Dennis
else.
just said, I'm vastly underpaid, which granted, if you're greedy as fuck, you're always going to be vastly underpaid. Which
If
is
he-
Yeah,
No,
I
no.
feel like I'm
Greedy.
vastly underpaid.
To
But
be fair,
that said, I think I'm gonna side with Zach on that. That said, if Hammond did, spare no expense, not just financially, but also time, he would have hired a more competent and well-adjusted IT head.
That's true.
yes.
All right, so there's no stories, so we have to come up with an intro.
Hooray for Hollywood.
I think that's
It's
fine.
time
Yeah,
for
just let
Hollywood
Zach sing.
to jerk itself off.
Why does it? I'm gonna ask that question
Okay.
after the show begins.
Well, then fine. It's flicking its bean, rubbing its nips.
This is the NC-17 version of our.
Oh, it's good.
No, it's fucking not.
It's gonna get worse. Wait.
We're barely in the R-rated territory.
You know what? I'm just gonna start this show.
Okay.
You guys ready?
You do that.
Do it!
Let me bring up the script. It's a Culture Smash cast, episode 563 for April the 21st, 2021. I'm Stephen Lackey, editor of CultureSmash.tv. Nico?
Nicholas Qualls, contributor to CultureSmash.tv.
Ina?
Tina Qualls, contributor to CultureSmash.tv.
Nathan?
Nathan Savino, contributor to CultureSmash.tv.
And Zach.
Zach Martin, I'm a dumbass who doesn't know anything apparently, but that's okay because these people spared no expense.
That's true.
Spared no expense.
I didn't know where you were going to end with that. I thought you was going to stop at dumbass, and then you kept going. And it was like, oh man, this is going to be a ride.
Yeah.
I was really hoping I was able to like mute him right before he was speaking, but then I realized he's already muted, and he was coming from Steven's speakers.
Exactly.
Darn, jeez, almost got him.
What's everybody been up to?
I took on a
Driving.
job.
Yeah, how is that going?
I like the job. It's just I'm tired.
I bet. But but it's with purpose though, right?
It is. I want to boost up my savings and pay down my debt so that we can buy a banging ass house next year. So.
Yep. And then you're going to have that big trip coming up at the end of the year too.
Ireland.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like every time you ask that question, I'm a deer in the headlights, and I try to think back, what did I do recently?
Did I exist last week?
Well, last week, no, because we weren't here last week because Pup had emergency surgery.
Yeah, it was an epic birthday for you.
Yeah, that was a thing, but we got to take care of it, and she's got a cone of shame for another week.
Oh, still another week?
Mm-hmm.
That is a great picture that you sent me. The cone of shame.
The cone of shame.
So we did do something though. We all actually got together to celebrate the birthday over the weekend.
Yeah, we're all vaccinated.
That was really fun, and that guacamole was fire, and then plantain.
Oh my god! I told this to Ada
so
that I want her. Like, I'm gonna have to take her out there and let her try those plantains so she can get a feel for that glaze, because I know she could do it. It made me think of it because she makes for listeners who don't know, that's my girlfriend. She makes that banging orange juice cake.
Yeah.
Maybe she can work that glaze a little bit that she uses for that.
I mean,
cake.
honestly, it seems like it was maybe sweetened condensed milk and some cinnamon and
a lot of orange zest, probably.
Yeah.
They were killer though. So we had a delicious dinner, and the things that I wanted were going back out into the world post-vaccination. I wanted a good margarita and some fresh guacamole at a restaurant served to me, and we had that Saturday, which was great.
Their hibiscus margarita was so good.
Their jalapeno pineapple margarita was so good.
I went straight jalapeno margarita, and it was very satisfying. Sadly, you guys missed out on the game night portion, because then we went to a grown-up arcade after that and played a lot of stuff. The most fun, and I really, Tina, you in particular, I think are going to be sad that you missed this.
Probably.
This arcade And this was amazing. This was like 2019 because literally there were 15 of us all vaccinated and doing what we want to do pretty much. We, of course, in the arcade, you needed to be wearing a mask and that kind of thing. So we were doing that. But outside the arcade, they have those giant, backyard board games, but they have the giant versions. Mm-hmm. So we all had some cocktails and went back and played giant Jenga.
Nice.
And, at one point we had it like a third taller, which made that thing 5.5 feet tall because it was big. Ooh. But the epic move of the night was when Zach went first and knocked the whole thing over with one block. Pulling out one block and the whole
He's not great at the pulling out method, I guess.
I would just like to say in my defense.
Yes.
The wind was blowing.
Yeah, but this thing is like a 4-foot tall Jenga game. It's not going to just blow over.
But, do you know the level of embarrassment?
I do.
To where it's the first move on Jenga and you fucked it up.
And literally, we were getting the attention of people playing other games to the left of us that were watching it. It was the best part of the night.
Yeah, it was pretty entertaining.
Yeah, and then Nathan got free credits on pinball. Right
because
when
I found someone left the key in the machine and I just turned it and it worked.
Oh yeah, a lot of times if you check underneath, there's a switch to switch it to free play.
Yeah, so this particular arcade, the way they have it set up is most of the video games are free. Pinball and some of the big high-end games cost tokens. So,
and one token.
Some of the big, at least 50% of the games cost a token.
I don't know. I didn't spend a token the whole night.
Yeah, you're the birthday boy.
No, I didn't have to spend a token. Everything I was playing was free.
Because you don't play pinball.
No, I don't play pinball. Are you surprised that the blind guy doesn't play pinball?
No, I'm not. But I'm saying
40%
that plays was pinball.
Yeah, I'll leave the focusing on balls to you and Nathan. Okay, speaking of focusing on balls.
What?
Zach and I both got our copies of Irreversible in. So we're not going to talk about physical media on the regular show because we're going to do a game. So I'm going to tell you what Zach did to me. So this is an epic movie. It's an amazing movie. And the filmmaker, he does really edgy stuff, okay? Like edgy, challenging stuff. So someone is watching the visual essay of this man's career.
I think it was on the Climax disc.
Oh, was it on the Climax disc?
Yeah.
Okay, because we got that too.
Yeah.
The same director. So anyway, I get a video message where he's watching the visual essay and it says, so I'm watching the visual essay and this happened. And there's a dude like shooting a load in my screen. And then he goes, 3D. Fuck you. And the video stops.
In 3D.
In 3D. I told you it was going to get worse. But
there you go. Fuck you.
Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Asshole. So, but I mean, if you're in for a challenging evening, this is a great movie. But if you're not, you may want to watch something else because it's a very tough movie to watch. So that happened. We got some cool stuff in, and we'll talk about some of that stuff later. What else? Anything else going on? Nathan's on the road.
We're caught up on Falcon and Winter Soldier. So this week is the last episode. So
this coming week is the last episode. Okay, good. Perfect. Because I have time to catch up because I'm still behind. It got better though, right? Everybody keeps saying it got better.
Yeah, I think so this last one was 5. So the one before that 4. I think 4 is the strongest. 5 was okay. I liked 5 fine. They're definitely better than 1, 2, and 3. And yeah, this is the upcoming last episode 6. So we could.
They got a lot to wrap up. I will say that
they do have a lot. It is very hard for me to comprehend how the next episode is the last episode.
I mean, is it possible that some of this might roll into some of the other series?
It is possible, and I've seen like some rumor mill saying that there might be a second season, which I think would make a lot of sense, honestly, for these characters.
So coming up, though, we have this coming up one is the last one, and then we have
it's assembled,
and then Loki, right?
Loki. Yep.
Yeah, Loki starts a few weeks from now.
It's a couple weeks.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'll be caught up. It's like I got these movies and I haven't even watched them. My schedule has been stupid these last handful of days.
One thing you need to make sure you are caught up on for next week is Handmaid's Tale, because that airs this time next week, season 4.
I am caught up with that, but I do want to sort of recap it a little bit. I'll watch a couple episodes just to recap it, because that's a show you gotta be ready for.
Yeah, I would definitely recommend, and it's something that I'm going to do, finding like a YouTube synopsis. That's what I'm gonna do myself. So
Zach and I are excited because we have tickets to a double feature at the Belcourt this weekend.
woo-hoo.
Back to our art house theater. We're seeing a documentary about Sesame Street and an anime.
I'll take it.
That's just what they're showing. Didn't matter. They could have showed a film about paint drying and we would have gone just because we want to get back in the art house theater.
I went and saw a 90-minute film about fucking water.
Yeah.
The anime is Demon Slayer Mugen Train.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah, isn't that like the highest Japanese box office?
Yeah, it surpassed Spirited Away.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Question: did anybody watch Them?
Who?
Them?
Remember we all talked about that trailer for an Amazon show called Them.
No, I didn't watch it.
It's the sequel to It.
It's about a black family in the 50s moving out during the Great Migration to California.
Yeah.
No,
I didn't.
I've seen it.
Did you watch it?
I watched
I heard
episode
good
1.
things about it.
How was episode 1? Well, I'm waiting. It sounds like it wasn't good.
It was fine. I haven't watched.
Steve, when Zach says fine, that means it's good.
No.
Sometimes it does, and sometimes it doesn't. I don't know.
It's one of those. This is going to be, your mileage may vary, but a lot of criticisms have come out saying we are really tired of seeing the black family be tortured, essentially racially, because it happened with Get Out, and it happened in Us, and it happened in Antebellum.
Well, but I question who's saying that, because at the same time, I feel
Quite a few critics.
Well, I don't know. I have culturally, I have mixed emotion or mixed feeling about that, because I almost feel like some messaging needs to be hammered home for some people. So maybe there's especially this week, there's a good reason for it. I don't know.
Yeah, I see two sides of that story. One side being, black people are tired of seeing themselves being tortured, and on the other hand, it's like, how do you think they feel like actually going through this? It's like, if we're tired of it, we need to suck it up and watch it because they live it. So there's two sides to it.
Yeah, so it really depends on the quality of the show. Now, if you're saying the first episode was fine, there's room to build. We'll see.
Man, I did some research and I went, I mean, they're trying to do this thing to where it's like, this is based on a true story. This event took over 10 days, during this family's term. And I look it up, I'm like, yeah, none of this shit happened.
I don't mind that.
Spooky ghosts and demons didn't show up.
Well, but I mean, they have a crawl at the beginning of Texas Chainsaw Massacre saying it's based on a true story too.
Yeah, and I would hope over the next 45 years we would have, improved from that.
I know. Ooh, somebody's roboting. Who is that? Is that Nathan? Are you roboting?
I was starting to speak, but then I stopped.
Oh, I think it was you roboted, Tina.
Anyway, I'll watch episode 2, but I went,
All right. Tina, what were you going to say?
I was just going to make a joke with Zach saying that demons and spooky shit didn't show up. I was like, I mean, they're normally called the Ku Klux Klan, but okay.
Yeah, there you go.
No, we're talking like literal spooky ghost demons.
On that note,
the Oscars.
Special thanks to Skinny Mixes for supporting CultureSmash Cast. Skinny Mixes.
We need to work on the marketing, advertising kind of thing where you fit in sponsorships, because that's probably not the best spot.
See, now I gotta start all over. You stepped all over it. All right. And we're not really known for putting things in the best spot. It's true. Special thanks to Skinny Mixes for supporting CultureSmash Cast. Skinny Mixes are coffee and dessert syrups that are 0 sugar, 0 calories, and 0 to 2 carbs, depending on which one you get. Head on over to skinnymixes.com and try some of their syrups, such as white chocolate, salted dark chocolate, salted caramel, and the variety of cocktail mixes they offer, including the margarita, which is my jam, and different fruit flavors. Use promo code CultureSmash for a 15% discount. Order yourself $50 and get free $50 worth and get yourself some free shipping too. It's still my daily sweetener for my coffee. It's the bomb.
It's delicious.
It is delicious. There was something else I was going to bring up, and it just completely left me. I've had the worst headache today. Oh, I have had the worst headache today. And let me tell you who's...
You and I are on a cycle, I swear, because I also
Right?
had a headache
No,
today.
Well, let me tell you whose fault it is.
Zach?
And I will admit, I have, because I generally have 2 to 3 coffees every day. So I have done this to myself in some, fashion. I gave up soda, but I do have 2 to 3 coffees a day. And our coffee machine is so cool because it has a button that you can flip that allows you to have decaf or caffeinated coffee. Somebody last night made a decaf coffee in the machine. I'm not naming any names. And
It was me.
Left
It
it
was
on
me.
decaf. I had my 3 coffees a day and my head is killing me. And I go and look at it and I'm like, this son of a bitch left it on decaf. Look
I
at
left
his
it-
look
But
at his
guess what?
smirk.
I wasn't the last one to make coffee.
Right? Ada had a headache today too, and we should have known. She's
Well,
like,
y'all should have been smart enough to read.
bitch, I can't even see first thing in the morning. It has nothing to do with reading. I walk down
Well,
with my eyes closed.
You can't
Yeah.
see first thing in the morning, second thing in the morning,
Third thing in the
29th
morning,
thing in the morning.
sometimes in the evening. But at least I figured it out because, I took a long shower. I took Zyrtec. I was like, what the fuck is with this headache? Bastard. So that's
Well,
today.
It was perfect. I'm going to start doing that from now on and see what happens.
Me killing you? That's
Dude.
what's going to happen.
She will
It's
kill you.
funny. I didn't even make the decaf for me. I made it for Goldman.
I know you. I remembered it. I was like, he made that for Matt last night. That bastard.
Yeah.
All right. So, in a sign of things returning to the way they should, we are having our annual Academy Awards game. And normally I'm very excited for this game. I have mixed feelings about it this year. Some of the movies I just don't care for, and some of them I haven't seen.
Yeah, this is not a year which I've seen a lot of them.
And our cat Oliver has feelings about it too. I don't know if you've noticed. So this is going to be an interesting game. What?
Nathan's a robot.
Nathan roboted.
I said it's going to be an interesting game.
It is going to be an interesting game. And
It
I
might
think,
actually be fair this year.
right? Passion plays are going to be interesting too because there's some movies in this year that I actually really like a lot. So we're going to have to see. All right, so I have IMDb pulled up. Tina, do you want to pull up IMDb with me so we can kind of go through these movies? Because this is one thing this year that's going to have more importance is we've got to talk about what they're about because literally haven't seen a lot of these. And I've said it before, I think Zach agrees with me, is most of this is blamed on streaming because there's just no urgency. There's no urgency to see things. And because of that, I just hadn't gotten around to watching a lot of it.
Because a lot of it is, I'll get to that. I'll get to that. I'll get to that. Well, you
Yeah.
should have gotten to that.
And then just never got to it.
Sorry that, literally, Netflix's algorithm is bad.
It is bad.
It's like, hey, this is nominated for Best Picture, and you don't have it on your main page.
Well, and
Yeah, that's kind of one of the interesting things because I know Hulu does that. Hulu does here's the stuff that's nominated for Oscars. Watch it. Not that I have, but I at least know that I have not seen it because I know where it's at.
Exactly. And I feel like Nomadland is going to be plastered at the top of Hulu's
Oh, it is.
app until after the Oscars. But yeah, I make the mistake. Well, it's not a mistake because I enjoyed watching it. But you watch one true crime thing on Netflix, and literally that's all you're going to see from now on. Because every time I open it, it's either cooking shows or true crime, and I'm like, I watch more than that. I just happen to like when I'm tired putting the Great British Bake Off on. Which, by the way, Tina, I don't know if you have access to Stars, but there is a pretty interesting true crime thing happening on Stars right now. A series. If you don't, we'll talk.
Yeah.
I got it. So
I got quite a few of the movies pulled up, by the way. Well, they're
okay,
loading.
awesome. So
we're gonna definitely need help when it comes to short
so we have a
films
checklist here. Should we start at the bottom of the checklist
And work our way up?
Yeah, like
you know what might help?
Ballot.
Oh, I got the wrong pencil. Son of a bitch.
Or pen.
All right. So I guess if we're going by this checklist that Zach gave us, the last one is original screenplay. Is that right?
Yeah.
So if we go in that one, just a heads up, it's not like in order of prominence. It's not going to end or start on Best Picture. So just keep that in mind if you want to hold off on Best Picture.
Yeah. Maybe we should just pull it up because on the Oscar page, they have it in like the prominence order, right?
Well, surely someone would have been prepared for that.
Listen. So on a side note, inside baseball, I've been working pretty hard with family to get this bagel shop stuff done, and it is really eating up my free time.
I am looking forward to the bagels.
Well, tomorrow our location and signage will be revealed on the social medias. I don't know what Nathan's saying.
Nathan's a robot.
Nathan roboted hardcore right there. But Nathan, it did. Oh, wow. Nathan and I, oh, Lord. Well, he was with us yesterday when the signage was being put up.
Robotic.
What?
Arigato, Mr.
Roboto.
Come on, arigato, Mr.
Roboto.
Domo.
All right. What the? All right.
Oh, that's terrifying.
Oh, his face is terrifying.
Oh, it is Face Robot I'm looking at.
He's kind of frozen in place, and it's so like dark where he's at. It's not like dark, but it's dark.
It looks like he
his
became a
face.
serial killer.
Exactly, his face is kind of shaded in.
If you're listening to this on the audio, which you now have access on other platforms such as Spotify, you should come over to the YouTube channel and take a look at what is happening. All right. Where do I gotta click, Zach? I'm tired of looking at this.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, but it's not terribly better.
Uh,
All right. Yeah, it's better.
I'm thinking I should just call in.
Let's see. I'm looking at it. What?
Scroll down.
I'm scrolling.
There you go.
View by category.
Oh, look, it's out of order.
It is.
Wow.
It is out of order on their page too.
It's incredible.
Can I choose a different way to view?
No.
No. Riveting, absolutely riveting.
I know. It really is.
No.
We are so out of practice on this.
Okay.
Wow. Yeah. So it's out of order on their page too, which is annoying.
We could just run an order.
Let's just wing it. What could go wrong?
All right. So here's the way this game works: is it's very simple. We're gonna go by category and pick the ones that we like, and then we'll see what happens after not necessarily the ones that we like quality wise, or maybe that is how you play. That's
ones
always
that we think are going to win.
Yeah.
The end goal is to have the most points for winning titles, winning picks.
exactly.
On Oscar night.
Now, we all do play it a little differently because back when Mike used to play, he never would play anyway except the movies he liked.
Yeah.
Well, this year might
And
be
he
that.
absolutely always lost.
Well, before we say our nominations,
Yeah.
I would like to put a bet.
Oh, Zach's betting real money, $1.
$1 to the winner. Would anyone like to put up $1?
I'll put up $1.
I'll put up
$2 to the winner.
I will put up $1.
It is legal to gamble in Nashville.
$3 to the winner. Do we
All
have
right.
a fourth?
Nathan, are you going to put up $1?
That's 5. Or no, that's 4 right now.
Now it's 5.
Now it's 5.
Yeah.
All right. So winner
All
gets
right.
$5. How about
Winner
that?
gets
There's the money.
$5 buckaroos. All right. So,
because it's $1. Like,
Which you
real.
can probably use to buy a bagel.
yeah, or get yourself a
2
bottle
Cokes.
of. You could get yourself a bottle of Skinny Mix with
There
the
you
with the
go.
Culture Smash
Ooh.
discount. Yeah, that's a big bottle too. Lasts forever. All right, so let's start. Nico, what should be our first category?
All right, yeah, I think we can go ahead and just start with adapted screenplay.
All right.
Nominees are Borat's subsequent movie film, The Father, Nomadland, One Night in Miami, The White Tiger.
All right.
Because there's 3 dots after One Night in Miami.
Oh, is that why you paused?
Yeah.
You paused for
Yeah.
the ellipse? I'm impressed.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's The Father? That's the one I'm curious about.
That's the,
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah. Olivia Colman one. He's
A man refuses all assistance from his daughter as he ages. As he tries to make sense of his changing circumstances, he begins to doubt his loved ones, his own mind, and even the fabric of his reality. Starring Anthony Hopkins, Olivia Colman, Mark Gatiss. Writers are Christopher Hampton and Florian Zeller, and director is Florian Zeller.
I hear Hopkins is really good at it.
The thing about Hopkins though is he ever bad in anything really?
Yes.
Even if it's
Yes.
a bad movie? What?
The Right.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a bad movie.
Yeah. So,
Got him.
Yeah, I guess so. I
Yeah.
haven't seen it either. I think I am going to go with. I think I'm going to go with The Father.
you are.
Yeah.
And
Well,
why
hold
are you
on.
going for
By
that?
the way.
Hold on. Let's actually say the other nominations.
Okay, let's go.
Because we kind of just stopped for The Father, and then let's see.
Oh, you want to give the descriptions of all?
Oh,
the-
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
got you.
White. What is it? White Tiger.
Yeah, the
clicked
White Tiger.
Yeah,
Eye.
that's a curiosity as well. I don't know this one.
All right. Hold on. I clicked the White Eye instead because that's not confusing at all.
It's
Okay,
not-
so
I
it's-
have it.
It's an ambitious Indian driver uses his wit and cunning to escape from poverty and rise to the top. An epic journey based on the New York Times bestseller.
Okay.
Written
Or-
and directed by the same guy,
Written and directed by.
Raman Baharani.
That's pretty good.
All right.
Alright.
For Borat's subsequent movie film, Borat returns from Kazakhstan to America, and this time he reveals more about the American culture, the COVID-19 pandemic, and the political elections. Stars Sacha Baron Cohen, Maria Bakalova, Tom Hanks, written by Sacha Baron Cohen, Anthony Hines, and directed by Jason Woliner.
Okay. I haven't even watched it, and I know I should. Even Zach liked it. Look at his face. He even liked it.
Yeah, I liked it.
I just
It's
don't
fun.
like the that whole
Character.
concept of not really fake interview, but it's I get a weird kind of anxiety over an extended amount of time if it runs for super long, like Borat tends to really do.
You mean like the uncomfortable on purpose joke that he?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that one doesn't bother me that part doesn't bother me as much as when I look at his movies, the way they try to hide some of the fictionalized stuff in there. I just like in the first one, I'm like, is this real? Is it really real? You're trying to sell it as real? I don't know. I don't know. He's funny
Right.
though. Go ahead.
To move it all along, next up, the nominee is Nomadland, a woman in her 60s who, after losing everything in the Great Recession, embarks on a journey through the American West, living as a van-dwelling modern-day nomad. Stars Frances McDormand, David Strathairn, Linda May. Writers are Jessica Bruder and Chloe Zhao, and directed by Chloe Zhao.
It's fascinating. You guys should watch this movie if for no other reason, just to see that this is the director who's doing the Eternals. It's interesting to see her filmmaking style. All right.
And then last nominee for adapted screenplay is One Night in Miami, a fictional account of one incredible night where icons Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, Sam Cooke, and Jim Brown gathered discussing their roles in the civil rights movement and cultural upheaval of the 60s.
I know you
Stars-
said fictional, but for some reason I thought you said functional.
Yes, fictional. Stars Kingsley Ben Adair, Eli Gorey, Aldous Hodge, and Leslie Odom Jr. Writers are Kemp Powers. Director is Regina King.
All right. So where's everybody going on this? We know that Nico, you said you're going to go with
The father. I'm sticking with that choice.
Who's keeping track of these? Or
Well, hopefully you're keeping track of yourself. But
yeah, I'm keeping track of myself. Is everybody keeping track of yourself?
no, I'm going to write it on here.
I could. Okay, I was going to say.
Oh, can one of you guys do it? Because this sheet.
Yeah,
is really small.
I'll do that.
Yeah, this sheet is really small that Zach gave me. The text is.
I love coming prepared for this shit.
This is
Well,
the
to be
official
fair, we
part.
always decide that part at the last minute. Who's gonna?
I mean, I printed off my own ballot.
Yeah, Nathan has been ready for a bit.
Nathan, have you been drinking? You're robotically slurring.
All right, so Zach, who are you picking?
I'm gonna go One Night in
I'm
Miami.
driving, fool.
Fool. Why are you going with One Night in Miami?
Because it's a incredibly dialogue-based movie, which probably requires a lot of writing.
Tina, you and Nico saw One Night in Miami, right?
And since this
Yeah.
is adapted,
Yeah.
you want to mainly talk about your source material and how it was adapted into a screenplay.
Yeah.
Which I don't know what they were adapting for Borat.
It's because Borat itself is a existing property.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Borat existed outside of film, outside of cinema. So
You know, weren't there segments that were scripted? Like,
yeah.
So
Yeah, like the majority of the film.
yeah.
Because no one else has seen it.
I think it's a stupid way to categorize it as an adapted screenplay, but that is probably, I'm assuming, the justification for the Academy.
All right, Tina. Then who are you going for?
I am also going for One Night in Miami for a couple of reasons. I feel like Hollywood's going to try and piggyback off of, especially the past year's social issues. So they're going to go with probably the most black heavy in certain categories. And like Zach said, it is a lot of dialogue, and it's a lot of good dialogue. Like there's a lot of lines in there that Nico, I mean, hell, I put one in my fucking wedding vows. So I'm definitely going with One Night in Miami.
Okay, Nathan, what are you going for in this category?
I'm gonna go with Nomadland.
Why?
I just think the buzz around Nomadland is going to sweep a lot of awards.
So I don't disagree with you in some degree, but I actually have seen Nomadland. I love it. I love that movie. It was in my top 10. I'm not going to go that way, though, because I would wager that script is 5 pages long. There's a lot of character, and there's definitely some ad-lib and a lot of silence in that movie.
Well, a script also it's not just dialogue. It also is screen instruction.
It is. So, I mean, it's still good. I'm going to lean into the same as you guys. I'm going to go with One Night in Miami. There's just something about that story. I mean, it's got these iconic characters all in one spot for a night of interaction. I just feel like that is the script that I think will win this one. So I'm going that way as well. All right. Moving on. What are we doing next?
Well, since we did adapted screenplay, let's go on ahead and cover original screenplay.
Okay.
The nominees for this category are Judas and the Black Messiah, Minari, Promising Young Women, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7.
Okay.
So for Judas and the Black Messiah, Bill O'Neill infiltrates the Black Panther Party per FBI agent Mitchell and J. Edgar Hoover. As party chairman Fred Hampton ascends, Falling for a fellow revolutionary en route, a battle wages for O'Neill's soul. Stars Daniel Kaluuya, Lakeith Stanfield, Jesse Plemons. Writers are Will Burson and Shaka King, and director is Shaka King.
I feel like mildly annoyed with myself that I haven't seen this movie. And I know it's right there on HBO Max. I just can't make myself watch it.
It's gone from HBO.
Oh, is it gone now?
Yeah,
It's gone.
they only had it for a month.
Oh, that's right.
And
So, is it back in the theater then?
Yeah, it's in the theater.
Oh,
but it was one of those, I'll get to it. It's gone.
Yeah, it sounds like it could be good. All right, what else?
Minari is a very short synopsis. A Korean family starts a farm in 1980s Arkansas.
That's all you need to know.
Stars Steven Yeun, Yeri Han, Alan S. Kim, and it's written and directed by Lee Isaac Chung.
Steven Yeun is staying busy after he got killed off Walking Dead.
I'm happy, man.
He's moved on to better things.
Yeah, he was great. And this is an A24.
Yeah.
So right away that had my interest. I'm hoping that it is still in the theater by the time my local favorite theater reopens at the middle of next month, middle of May, right?
So Belcourt's not your favorite theater?
Well, chain theater.
Optimistically,
it's not going to show at Belcourt.
Optimistically, it should be at Belcourt, though.
All things being normal, it would have been one of those movies that was on one screen and chain, and then at Belcourt. Yeah. So I want to see it, but it is not. Well, I don't know. This is a tough call. You want to keep going?
Yes. So next up is Promising Young Woman. A young woman traumatized by a tragic event in her past seeks out vengeance against those who crossed her path. Stars Carey Mulligan, Bo Burnham, Alison Brie. Written and directed by Emerald Fennell.
Okay. We all saw this one? Yeah, liked it.
Next up is Sound of Metal. A heavy metal drummer's life is thrown into freefall when he begins to lose his hearing. Stars Riz Ahmed, Olivia Cook, Paul Raci. Written and directed by Darius Martyr.
Oliver my cat has very strong feelings about this movie.
Apparently.
He's saying vote for it. Vote for it.
Mm-hmm. He wants to be heard.
And then last up in this category is The Trial of the Chicago 7. This is the story of 7 people on trial stemming from various charges surrounding the uprising at the 1968 Democratic National Convention in Chicago, Illinois. Stars Eddie Redmayne, Alex Sharp, Sacha Baron Cohen. Written and directed by Aaron Sorkin.
You said Eddie Redmayne, and I instantly didn't want to see this movie again.
It's good, though. It's good. And I'll just go ahead and start this one and say that is the one I'm voting for because it is Aaron Sorkin. He wins awards for his writing, and I have mixed feelings about his writing a lot of times, but I actually like this movie. So that is why I'm going that direction. Nico, which one are you going for?
Promising Young Woman. I'm totally going to go with Promising Young Woman. I thought it was very well written and put together story. And I think, I don't know if it'll win like the loftier awards. So I think this is definitely a good spot to give it something.
Okay. Nathan, who are you going for?
Promising Young Woman.
Any specific reason why you're going for that one?
It's the only one I actually saw on the list, and I really enjoyed the whole movie.
I feel like
you and I had conversations privately about it after.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I had to make you watch it because I was so desperate for you to see it. I like this movie a lot too. Well, Tina, who are you going for?
I am also going for Promising Young Woman. It's a beautiful story. It's a fucked up story. And I just felt it was very refreshing in certain aspects, and it's something that you don't really get to see in Hollywood too much. So I was happy with the change of pace.
Nice. Hey, Zach?
All right, I'm going to go against the grain, not like Mike.
Hmm.
But I'm going to say Judas and the Black Messiah. Because what's his name? Charles Chicago 7. Aaron Sorkin.
Aaron Sorkin?
Aaron Sorkin's already won multiple Oscars.
Yeah.
So they might write him off and say, well, you've already won.
They might.
Promising Young Woman, frankly, has moments of bad dialogue that is played off.
For me, Promising Young Woman is better directed than it is written.
So that's why I'm going Judas and the Black Messiah.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Because there are moments in Promising Young Woman where, like, literally she explains stuff to the audience.
Yeah.
And
they don't bother me.
As a writer, you go, no, that should come off a little bit more naturally.
And see, I always go the opposite. As a director, I'm like, couldn't we have done this visually?
You know what you should do? Just voice over it.
You mean like Blade Runner style?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like Harley Quinn.
All right. Moving on.
All right. How about next up we do visual effects?
All right. Cool.
This is an easy one for me.
All right. So the nominees are Love and Monsters, The Midnight Sky, Mulan, The One and Only Ivan, and Tenet.
Okay. This is an easy one for me.
This is an easy one.
All right. Do you want to go over the synopsis?
I was about to say, for those who aren't decided, Tenet. Love and Monsters. 7 years after he survived the monster apocalypse, lovable, hapless Joel leaves his cozy underground bunker behind on a quest to reunite with his ex. Stars Dylan O'Brien, Jessica Henwick, Michael Rooker. Writers are Brian Duffield, Matthew Robinson, directed by Michael Matthews.
I hear really good things about this movie. I haven't seen it.
I can tell you from the poster and the little screenshot of the video on IMDb, nah, bro, I'm out.
Yeah.
At least for this category.
Okay.
Next up is The Midnight Sky, the post-apocalyptic. Wow, there's a theme here. The post-apocalyptic tale follows Augustine, a lonely scientist in the Arctic, as he races to stop Sully and her fellow astronauts from returning home to a mysterious global catastrophe. Stars George Clooney, Felicity Jones, David Oyelowo.
Mm-hmm.
Writers are Lily Brooks Dalton and Mark L. Smith, and director is George Clooney.
Okay.
Next up,
That I couldn't. I tried to watch that one actually. I only got 10 minutes through it and I was bored.
yeah.
Just saying.
Next up is Mulan, a young Chinese maiden.
Do we have to?
No,
As a male warrior in order to save her father.
Did we lose Nathan?
No, I'm here.
Oh, there you are. All right.
Stars
Yeah,
Yufei
it's
Liu,
probably better for him to turn
Donnie
off video
Yen, Gong Li,
because it's taking so
directed
much
by
bandwidth.
Nikki Caro.
All right.
Nobody cares about Mulan.
So let's start with Zach.
This is pretty easy.
Yeah.
It's called Tenet because there's like 50 VFX shots in the whole movie.
Okay.
Everything else is practical, and the amount of effects that are on screen, not talking like computer generated, but just in general effects, is really impressive.
You know, that's a real plane.
Yeah.
It's a real plane. It's
They only had
a
one
real
shot.
model they're blowing up.
So just for contrast, I have to make sure of something, and let's see what Nathan picked.
Tenet.
Oh, you went Tenet also. I'm shocked.
Yeah, because the effects in Mulan are shit.
Yeah.
And I'm being real. They're bad. How is this Oscar nominated?
It's 2020.
Because
Man.
it's Disney.
No.
I mean, look at a lot of
They're
this.
not good.
It's 2020, man. It's 2020. Is anybody not going Tenet?
Okay, moving on.
Spoilers.
Because
Okay, moving
I mean,
on.
Yeah.
the reality is, if Tenet doesn't win this award, it's a fucking crime. Because this movie is a love letter to classic visual effects.
It really is.
On this whole sheet, the only one that is a solid lock should be that one.
Should be that one. I agree. So I guess we're all going Tenet this time.
All right.
Yeah.
So moving up the list next, let's do sound.
Okay.
All right. So the nominees for this one are Greyhound, Mank, News of the World, Soul, and Sound of Metal.
Wow. Okay. All right.
All right. So Greyhound is several months after the U.S. entry into World War II. An inexperienced U.S. Navy commander must lead an Allied convoy being stalked by a German submarine wolf pack.
And it
Stars
looks.
Tom Hanks, Elizabeth Shue, and Stephen
Does it
Graham.
matter
It's
who's
a
in
war
it?
movie nominated for sound. What else
There
do
you
you
go.
want?
Yeah.
It's the only nomination. We don't care who directed it. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. What else you got?
Rise of a scathing social critic and alcoholic screenwriter Herman J. Mankiewicz as he races to finish the screenplay of Citizen Kane. Soul is a Disney Pixar film. That's
Another
what I'm
one.
looking for. After landing a gig of a lifetime, a New York jazz pianist suddenly finds himself trapped in a strange land between Earth and the afterlife. I've already done a description for Sound of Metal.
Yep.
News of the World is a Civil War veteran agrees to deliver a girl taken by the Kiowa people years ago to her aunt and uncle against her will. They travel hundreds of miles and face grave dangers as they search for a place that either can call home. Dear God, Tom Hanks is in everything this year.
Right.
Well,
So
he had COVID first, so he got over it quicker.
he did. Fair enough. Fair enough. So I vacillate across three of these. There's three of these that I vacillate between. Tina, which one are you picking?
I'll be honest, even though I haven't seen it, I'm going with Sound of Metal just because everything that I've heard, including like NPR and all that stuff, interviews, is this is an astounding piece of like sound work, especially given the fact that, you know, it's supposed to be from the point of view of a deaf character. So that's what I'm going for.
All right. Nico, which one are you going for?
My initial inclination is to go for Greyhound because it's a war movie. So, yeah. But it's literally in the name, so I gotta go with Sound. I get the feeling that like so many people was like, oh wait, it's Sound. It's Sound right there. I do think we should talk about how this year. We mentioned it before. This year it's combined two categories. Previously in the past, it's been sound editing and sound mixing. Now it is just sound.
I don't have an issue with that because I think a lot of people never understood the difference.
I agree. I definitely agree. I think it's just worth mentioning.
Yeah. All right. Nathan, who are you going for in this one?
Sound of Metal because it had sound in it.
Y'all are copying me, damn it.
All right, Zach, what are you going for?
All right, so for worst sound, I'm going with Mank. Oh wait, I'm sorry. This is best sound.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sound of Metal.
Sound of Metal. Okay.
Mank's sound mix is so fucking horrible. I cannot believe it.
Controversial triggering choice for me is I'm going to go for Mank. I think it's terrible also. But I also think because they did something different with the sound, people are going to try and recognize it.
It's fucking horrible.
I agree.
Why are you having your mono sound simulated in a theater in Dolby Atmos?
I agree.
It's fucking bad.
I just feel like a lot of voters are going to like try to go for it because it's different. Because it really is so sound focused. And my only thing about the Sound of Metal is it's an indie film, so they can only do so much within the constraints of the budget that they had. So that's why I'm going to make. Probably making a wrong decision, but I'm giving it
Next week, I'm going to laugh in your fat fucking face.
I agree with you. I tried it in here and it sounded like shit. But
it's bad.
Yeah, I hated it.
It's bad.
All right, moving on.
All right, continuing upwards on our list, live action short film.
So the nominees
we're
for
going to
this.
actually need some descriptions here.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did
and I have those
anyone
pulled up.
see any of these?
Thank God.
The nominees are Feeling Through, The Letter Room, The Present, Two Distant Strangers, and White Eye. Feeling Through is a late-night encounter on a New York City street leads to a profound connection between a teen in need and a deaf and blind man. The letter room. When a corrections officer is transferred to the letter room, he soon finds himself enmeshed in a prisoner's deeply private life. Oh, I guess this one I need to do like who stars in them. So
Yeah,
Feeling
if there's
Through
names.
stars Stephen Prescott, Robert Tarango, Francisco Burgos,
Nobody.
written and directed by Doug Rowland. The Letter Room stars Oscar Isaac, Elias Shawkat, Brian Petzos, written and directed by Elvira Lind. The Present. On his wedding anniversary, Yusuf and his young daughter set out in the West Bank to buy his wife a gift. Between soldiers, segregated roads, and checkpoints, how easy would it be to go shopping? Stars Saleh Bakri, Mariam Kanj, Mariam Basha, written and directed by Farah Nabulsi. And then Two Distant Strangers. In Two Distant Strangers, cartoonist Carter James's repeated attempts to get home to his dog are thwarted by a recurring deadly encounter that forces him to relive the same awful day over and over and over. Stars
Another
Joey
one.
Badass with dollar symbols as the S's, by
Oh
the way.
my God.
Andrew Howard and Zaria, written and directed by Trayvon Free with an additional director of Martin Desmond Rowe. And then finally, White Eye. A man finds his stolen bicycle, which now belongs to a stranger. While attempting to retrieve it, he struggles to remain human. Stars Daniel Gad, DeWitt Tekalab, Ruth Ackerman, written and directed by Tomer Shushan.
And this selection is, the movies all sound so saccharine.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with The Letter Room because it stars Oscar Isaac.
Okay, reasonable choice. And Nathan, who are you going for?
Two Distant Strangers,
Why?
just because it sounds cool.
He likes the actor's name of Badass being dollar symbols.
Perfect.
Right.
And Nico, what are you going for?
I'm gonna go with White Eye because that whole chasing down the stolen bike thing sounds like a sweet action movie. I'm well for that. Let's get
Right.
pumped.
All right. Zach, what are you going for?
I'm going with The Present.
Why?
They're going to go political. It's about the West Bank, and it's different than what everybody else has picked. So someone is bound to at least win this category.
Well, then let's just cover the whole gamut because I'm gonna go Feeling Through because there's a blind dude in it.
Okay. Well, hey,
Yeah.
it's thematically appropriate. So
All right.
one of us will get a point.
One of us
there.
will get this point exactly. We've had this situation before. All right, moving
Man,
on.
if only these live action short films were actually more accessible,
Right.
like shown before films or anything like that.
Well, back in the old days, that we would have these in a block that we could watch at our art house theater.
I mean,
I'm just glad we're slowly
that, we
getting
just
to
didn't
the
do it.
portion of the list where I don't have to do all these synopses because a lot of these movies repeat.
Yep. All right, animated short film.
Yeah, let's
All
do it.
right. So the nominees for this are Burrowed, Genius Loki, If Anything Happens, I Love You, Opera, and Yes People. Burrow is a young rabbit tries to build the burrow of her dreams, becoming embarrassed each time she accidentally digs into a neighbor's home. Genius Loki. Is it Loki or Loki? We'll find out.
Mhm.
One night,
French-
Rain, a young loner, sees the urban chaos as a mystical oneness that seems alive, like some sort of guide, aka it's an acid trip. If Anything Happens, I Love You. In the aftermath of tragedy, two grieving parents journey through an emotional void as they mourn the loss of a child.
Spoiler alert, it's about a school shooting.
Opera. Our Society and History, which is filled with beauty and absurdity. That's literally all it says.
Oh, that's not elitist at all.
Yes, People. One morning, an eclectic mix of people face the everyday battle, such as work, school, and dishwashing. As the day progresses, their relationships are tested and ultimately their capacity to cope.
Okay. Zach, who are you going for on this one?
The only one I saw, which is Burrow, because it was cute and fun, and I wanted it.
You wanted it?
I wanted that one to.
I thought you were just going to say you wanted the bunny.
Yeah.
I'm
After Judy
allergic to
Hopps,
them.
it gets worse.
So I'm going to go with Burrowed also because I really liked it this year. I know that the Pixar short film was nominated last year. I didn't like it as much. This one I really liked. It's super cute. So I'm going that way as well. Tina, what are you going for?
Even though I really think If Anything Happens, I Love You is better, I'm going to go with The Burrow because I think they're going to go with a more uplifting tone for this one.
Okay. Fair enough. Nathan, what are you going for?
I'm going with Burrow because I actually saw it and it was so amazing. I watched it twice.
I will
love.
say,
But
I will say, If Anything Happens, I Love You made me like sob, like ugly sob. So heads
Okay.
up for that if you do plan on watching it.
How'd you see it?
Illegally.
oh,
Okay. No, I mean, if there was a place to see it, I'd put it on a watch list. But if I gotta sail some seas, that's different.
No, I was interested in the description, so it was like one of the few things that I like actually went for in that method. So yeah,
Okay.
don't ask me again.
All right, Nico, what are you picking for this one?
Burrow's a shutout. All right, that's all 5 of us.
Yep, I just love seeing something that's not like their
Dour.
and also not their typical photorealistic 3D CG look. They went for something a little classic, and I just like that. So cool.
Spark Shorts, they're the ones that they change styles and stories and live action and talking or not talking. And
Oh, okay.
Great shit.
Now we're at production design, right?
Yep.
All right, the nominees for this are The Father, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, News of the World, and Tenet. The only one I have to go into synopsis is Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Yep.
During a recording session, tensions rise between Ma Rainey, her ambitious horn player, and the white management determined to control the uncontrollable Mother of the Blues. Stars Viola Davis, Chadwick Boseman, Glenn Turman. Writers are Ruben Santiago Hudson and August Wilson, and directed by George C. Wolfe. This is Chadwick Boseman's last role.
All right, Nathan, what are you going for?
I'm going with Tenet.
Are you? Any particular reason?
Just for the sheer fact of using real plane and also on using actual buildings. Yeah.
That production design
That's visual
designed a
effects.
real plane.
All right, Nico, what are you going for?
I think I'm going to go with. Oh man, that is hard. I'm going to go with Ma Rainey's. More of a period piece, so I think that's where I'm going to land on that one. There were a couple of period pieces that could have gone on that one, but yeah, I think that's where I'm going to land.
Tina?
I am also going Ma Rainey's. This one is going against my strategy. It's a passion play for me. So yeah. And like he said, it's a period piece, so those usually get a closer eye.
Zach?
Well, speaking of a period piece,
Yeah.
and because Hollywood likes to grab its penis and jerk itself off,
You're going Mank.
Mank, because it's Hollywood.
Yeah, I almost
It's
went
literally
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, see,
Because production design is about sets. It's about
props.
And everything. It's not about we took a plane and crashed it into a building. It's more
Well,
what's
I
in the
disagree.
building.
I think there is a piece of that in there too, but
to me, that's visual effects.
God, see, I'm between Ma Rainey's and Mank. That's the two that I have really been.
If you want to go News of the World, where it's a western,
I mean, you could,
I'm
but when you look at News of the World, I kind of want to see it because it's Tom Hanks, but not because it looks good. I mean, most of it is outside.
Standard Western.
Yeah, and
there's nothing special about it other than like, yeah.
So I think I know the reason I'm going to go with Ma Rainey's over Mank is both of them are period pieces, but one of them features Chadwick Boseman in his last role, and I think there's going to be some want to recognize.
One
Yeah.
of them produced in color, so that's a leg up, right?
It isn't. It isn't. I also think there's.
That's not like a.
Someone's being wise. Someone's being wise. All right. So yeah, Ma Rainey's I'm going with also.
All right. So moving on the list, skipping
I
around a
that
little
one.
bit. Let's go ahead to original song.
Oh God. Okay.
Did anyone
All right.
listen outside of me and Steven to all these songs?
I
have
listened to most of them.
literally none of them.
Eurovision can kiss my ass. Okay.
But
The original song nominees are Fight for You from Judas and the Black Messiah, Hear My Voice from The Trial of the Chicago 7, Husavik from Eurovision Song Contest, EOC Scene from The Life Ahead, La Vida Davanti a Se, and Speak Now from One Night in Miami.
okay, Zach, which one are you going for? I know you loved all these songs so much.
Yeah. So I'm going Eurovision Song Contest.
Wow,
Yeah.
Tina's favorite.
Yeah. It's the only song I was like, okay, this isn't like the lyrics are fine. The lyrics aren't like bland.
Okay.
Now, the song itself is like overproduced, generic song. I think the lady singing it has nice pipes.
All right,
I mean, that's all I got. I wasn't hot on any of these.
Tina, what are you going for?
I am going to go with Speak Now from One Night in Miami. Again, I think that they're going to try and hop on
Political
the
thing.
political train. And dear God, I love Leslie Odom Jr.'s voice. Fucking A, I can't even say his name. But yeah,
I wish those lyrics were better.
So, spoiler alert. Since
I wish your face was better.
That's we all do. I'm also going for that one.
Listen. Listen.
Yeah, it does say listen a lot on the song, but I'm going for that one because I think the songs are also, to me, so generic. They're going to be looking to recognize the movie over the actual song that's in it. So I'm going with that one. Speak Now also.
I agree, but I'm taking a shot.
There you go. All right, Nico, what are you going for?
I think I am going to go with Speak Now as well. I kind of want to go with how do we say that? Husavik for Eurovision Song Contest, but I think Speak Now is just probably going to win it because of the reasons that Steven said.
Nathan?
I went with Hear My Voice.
So why did you go with that one?
I randomly picked. I didn't know. I haven't heard it.
That's a way to do it.
Yeah.
It's reasonable in this year. Is that the one that I said sounded like generic Disney?
No, that's the one I picked.
Oh, the one you picked was generic. Yeah, it sounded like generic Disney to me.
Yeah.
Like not good Disney.
But that might be a good reason why it'll win because
It could be.
Generic Disney.
All right, so what are we doing now?
Original score, staying on the music side.
All right, original score.
We're doing core.
Pretend like you didn't hear that. Just keep going. Tina?
All right, sorry. No. The nominees for original score, sorry, I'm getting the movies in order, are The Five Bloods, Mank, Minari, News of the World, and Soul. The Five Bloods is 4 African-American vets battle the forces of man and nature when they return to Vietnam, seeking the remains of their fallen squad leader and the gold fortune he helped them hide.
Yeah, it's fine.
So, okay. Next.
That's That's the only one I had.
Oh, that's the only one you have to really give the description for.
Yeah, everyone else,
Yeah.
Minari, News of the World, and Soul we've discussed.
So, okay, here's my question. Is anybody here not choosing Soul?
Yeah, I'm not choosing Soul.
Oh, yeah? What are you choosing?
So I love Soul. You know I love Soul. I love the music. But I'm going a different route. I'm going to go ahead and say Mank.
And why did you pick Mank?
I don't think they're going to choose Soul for original score.
Okay. Is everybody else going with Soul?
I'm
I'm
with
gonna
Soul.
go
It's the
with
only one that actually had a
Five Bloods.
score.
Why? That's curiosity.
Because I like being different, damn it.
Wait, I'm sorry. What was yours, Cena?
The Five Bloods.
All right. Well, I'm going with Soul because I think it has some. From what I have heard, it has the most standout music.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Soul.
And Zach, you're going with Soul?
Yeah, I'm going with Soul because Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross is actually nominated twice on this list
Oh, wow.
for
All right.
Mank and for Soul.
Okay. Cool.
Mank was stereotypical 40s music. News of the World was stereotypical Western music. Minari was bland,
Yeah.
frankly. The
How
Five
dare you.
Bloods was frankly awful.
Yep.
So
But
that's why I'm going Soul because at least it experimented with different styles and had jazz music.
What were you saying, Nathan?
Hey, but you could argue Soul had stereotypical jazz music.
No.
Yes.
I don't like jazz music, so I will like accept Nathan's argument because I don't like jazz.
You know, when Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross come up on that stage, I'm going to say, gotcha.
All right. So what are we doing next?
You said they're on your.
That's my point.
All right. Next up, makeup and hairstyling.
I love hairstyles.
The nominees are Emma, Hillbilly Elegy, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, and Pinocchio.
I don't remember a Pinocchio movie.
Yeah, it was creepy.
I do.
There's a reason. Emma, in 1800s England, a well-meaning but selfish young woman meddles in the love lives of her friends, based off of Jane Austen's book, obviously.
Well, hold on. I don't see Harley Quinn on this list.
That's true.
That's right. They didn't have Joker's damage tattoo.
That's true. All right, continue.
That's why I didn't get
All right.
nominated.
Hillbilly Elegy. An urgent phone call puts a Yale law student back to his Ohio hometown where he reflects on 3 generations of family history and his own future. And Pinocchio. Old woodcarver Geppetto's puppet creation, Pinocchio, magically comes to life with dreams of becoming a real boy. Easily led astray, Pinocchio tumbles from one misadventure to another as he is tricked, kidnapped, and chased by bandits.
So it's Pinocchio.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And Nathan, what are you going for on this one?
I'm going with Mank.
Are you pulling it out of your butt, or did something stand out to you?
No, I just think that for that time period type movie, I haven't seen it, but that time period, I think that Hollywood leans more towards style of that than they would anything else. And I don't think they're going to go politically with all their awards, such as like the SAG Awards did or any of that.
All right, Tina, what are you
I'm
choosing?
going to go with Emma because it is that time period piece, like that, Jane Austen-y time period piece. So that's the one I'm going with.
Nico?
Yeah, no, that was my exact same justification for going for Emma. It's very much hair and makeup is that movie.
And Zach?
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Any particular reason?
It's a period piece, and I've seen a couple pictures from that movie.
I will say that was going to be my
I think
backup.
I might have seen a trailer once.
Yeah.
So normally I would be with Nico and Tina on this because when you talk about hairstyle and makeup, this period is usually where you would go. But I'm going to go with Ma Rainey this time.
Okay.
Make
I will
seemed
say that was my
generic.
backup, and they make Viola Davis look phenomenal in the sense of accurate. Like,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
They really do a good job transforming her into the character. And
Yeah.
She doesn't look like Viola Davis all that much.
Agree. I don't know if at a glance if I would have actually known it was her. So
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
Do we want to do
All right, next up-
international or film editing?
Let's do international feature film. I've got
Okay.
some jumping around in some just to kind of play up the big ones at the end. But yeah,
Gotcha.
international feature.
All right. Shut up. The nominees are Another Round, Better Days, Collective, The Man Who Sold His Skin, and Quo Vadis Ida. Ida? All right. So, Another Round, 4 friends, all high school teachers, test a theory that they will improve their lives by maintaining a constant level of alcohol in their blood. This stars Mads Mikkelsen, Thomas Bo Larsen, Magnus Malang, written and directed by Thomas Vitterberg.
Okay.
Better Days. A bullied teenage girl forms an unlikely friendship with a mysterious young man who protects her from her assailants, all while she copes with the pressures of her final examinations. Stars Dong Yu-zo, Jackson Lee, Fang Yin. Writers are Wing Sum Lam and Yan Lee. Director is Derek Sang. Collective. Director Alexandru Nanau follows a crack team of investigators at the Romanian newspaper Gazet Sporturilor as they try to uncover a vast healthcare fraud that enriched moguls and politicians and led to the deaths of innocent citizens. It's starring Livui Iolu, Razvan Lutak, Mirella Neig, again written and directed by Alexander Nanau. And The Man Who Sold His Skin. His own body turned into a living work of art and promptly exhibited in a museum, Sam, a Syrian refugee, will soon realize to have sold away more than just his skin. Starring Yahya Mahani, Dea Lian, Cohen Debao, written and directed by Kauthar Ben Hania.
Okay.
And Quo Vadis Ada. Ada
Wow.
is a translator for the UN in the small town of Srebrenica. When the Serbian army takes over the town, her family is among the thousands of citizens looking for shelter in the UN camp. Stars Jasna Juricic, Zudin Barjrovic, and Boris Lair, written and directed by Jasmila Zabanik.
God, points to you. That's a tough list. I would watch all of these movies.
Yeah.
I would watch. These plots all sound interesting to me.
I must say, I'm a pull for Better Days just because it deals with bullying, and that's always been a subject that's close to my heart.
I support that decision, but I'm actually going to go with Collective because it has something to do with medical, and I think people are thinking about that right now. Nico, what are you going for?
I'm gonna go with Another Round because it's the one I've seen the most about. And I think Mads Mikkelsen's a really fun actor.
Ooh, I almost picked that one just because of Mads Mikkelsen.
Ooh, are we gonna have a everybody different one?
Maybe. Zach?
Well, I'll tell you who's going to win. It's called Another Round.
Okay, I guess
my
not.
Yeah, it's going to be Another Round. That's like a lock.
All right.
Y'all have fun losing.
I know. I said Another Round.
No. I'm talking to 2 of these people here.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to go with Collective because that's the only one I heard of.
Okay.
Well, me and Nico are going to win that one.
Yep.
We'll see.
All right. Next up, we've
so hard when that one wins. I'm going to be looky what we got here.
Well, I have minor investment because I haven't actually seen them.
Yep.
Been hearing about this movie for months.
I know Another Round, I think, is on Hulu, so that's a watchable one.
Okay, I'll go find it.
Next up, film editing. And Tina, I believe we've had descriptions on all of these.
Yes. So the nominees are The Father, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, and The Trial of the Chicago 7.
Okay, full stop.
Yeah.
None of these films have any editing that I've seen that made me go, "Oh man, that's some good
shit!
editing."
That cutting was so good.
Yeah, that transition cut or that match cut. Or
honestly,
nothing in here.
If I was picking, I mean, because I haven't seen a lot of movies in this past year that were like,
okay, which one has the most cuts?
Is that what we're doing?
I mean, that's what the Academy does.
And that's how Bohemian
Bohemian
Rhapsody
won.
But what I was going to say is if it was left up to me thinking about what I've seen the last year, I'd probably put Tenet there.
I would not.
I mean, there's a few things I really liked in Tenet, but I just haven't seen anything that really stood out as like, holy shit, the editing.
Why is Justice League, Zack Snyder's Justice League, not on here?
Because it wasn't theatrically released.
Damn it, you're right. Obviously, because The Irishman was 3.5 hours.
Yeah, fuck that
This
movie.
should be nominated. Zack Snyder's Justice League should be nominated because it's 4.
All right, well, what
Also,
do you think?
I wonder if there's also a stipulation on original content, like
True.
ratio.
Yeah, because, I mean, Justice League could be a reissue.
No, it's a different film.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna go with Promising Young Woman
Thank you. I wanted someone to pick one. Why are you going with that?
because I liked it.
Was the editing in that movie? Would you
All
say
right,
it
all
was
right.
good?
We're gonna be here all night.
The editing was promising.
It was, and it was young also. So
And female.
was it a female?
I don't know.
And Nico, what are you going
I don't
for?
know.
It's like I don't know what the Academy's going for on any of these. I am going to go with Charles Chicago
Yeah.
7 for no
Like,
reason.
None of these are like.
Well, I'm gonna go with Promising Young Woman because I just think they want to give that movie some awards. So that's where I'm going. Nathan, what are you going for?
I'm gonna go with Nomadland.
Okay. I mean, it's a reasonable choice because I think they're going to want to give that movie some awards too. So,
Yep.
Is that the reason or anything particular?
No, I mean I saw Promising Young Woman, and to me, there really wasn't that hard editing that. If I'm
Yeah.
going to go with editing anything, not just a cut, but if you're dealing with actors who are ad-libbing and doing all sorts of stuff, I feel like you're going to have to take a lot of time editing to get the certain vibe and feel you need, because multiple takes is going to be different.
That's a convincing argument. That's convincing. Zach, what are you going for?
I hate all of these, but I'm going to go with Nomadland. Only because it's a slower paced film, knowing when to cut and when not to cut. That's all I got.
I'm almost.
That's all I got.
I'm literally almost, because Nathan almost convinced me to. I almost switched. I'm going to stick with my guns though.
If we're going,
Yeah, Nathan had a good argument, but I'm going to stick with my
I do
choice.
agree. But if we're going to do that argument, then Gaspar Noé needs to be nominated for some
Well, but
fucking
he's
editing
not-
because all his films are
he's-
fucking improv.
Yeah, but
Just saying.
all right, moving forward.
Moving forward to documentary short subject.
Yep.
The nominees are Colette, A Concerto is a Conversation, Do Not Split, Hunger Ward, and A Love Song for Latasha. Colette is Nazi-occupied France resistance took courage. 75 years later, facing one's ghost may take even more.
Okay.
A Concerto is a Conversation. A virtuoso jazz pianist and film composer tracks his family's lineage through his 91-year-old grandfather from Jim Crow, Florida to the Walt Disney Concert Hall. Do Not Split in 2019 Hong Kong was rocked by the largest protest since Britain handed back the area to China in 1997. This is the story of the protest told through a series of demonstrations by locals.
Oh, all right.
Hunger Ward, filmed from inside two of the most active therapeutic feeding centers in Yemen. Hunger Ward documents two female healthcare workers fighting to thwart the spread of starvation against the backdrop of a forgotten war. And then A Love Song for Latasha, the injustice surrounding the shooting death of 15-year-old Latasha Harlins at a South Central Los Angeles store becomes a flashpoint for the city's 1992 civil uprising.
What you going for, Nico?
Oh man, that's hard. I'm gonna go with Do Not Split. I think the subject matter is going to be pretty timely and topical. Although I Love Song was really close on there, but I think Do Not Split is the one I'll go with.
I'm going with Do Not Split also because of the same reasons. Plus, it also sounds like a very interesting way to put it together. Tina, what are you going for?
Come back to me.
All right, Zach, what are you going for?
Love song.
Why?
Because racial justice.
Okay.
Academy Awards.
All right. Nathan?
I'm gonna go with a concerto is a conversation.
That one was a good one.
Basically, because of the ties to Disney and how that factors in.
I knew ears would perk up with the Disney.
I will let you know. There's no actual real ties to Disney. It's just the Disney Concert Hall is like one of the main focuses.
Yeah.
All right.
So.
Yeah. But ABC is owned by Disney.
Oh, here we go.
Who shows the Oscars.
Moving on, Tina.
All right. I'm going to go for a love song for Latasha.
Which is why, honestly, during the Oscars, if you see Disney shit, that's why.
So off topic for just a second, because I want to remember to tell you guys this. Talking about this one that the documentary short on there that's assembled from personal videos. There is a short documentary on HBO Max right now called First Cruise that is about the cruise ship where COVID broke out. And this movie and it's put together from people's cell phone videos that were taken all during that time.
Oh, dear
It's
Lord.
fascinating. And it's not long. It's like a 45-minute investment. All right. Moving on.
All right, next up, we're going to do documentary feature.
The nominees are Collective, Crip Camp, The Mole Agent, My Octopus Teacher, which is not a hentai, by the way.
I was about to say, that's an anime series. That's not a documentary. I'm pretty sure this is an anime series.
I mean, I don't know. It's about a guy that wants to fuck an octopus.
Yeah.
All right. Crip Camp, down the road from Woodstock, a revolution blossomed at a ramshackle summer camp for teenagers with disabilities, transforming their lives and igniting a landmark movement. The Mole Agent, a private investigator in Chile, hires someone to work as a mole at a retirement home where a client of his suspects the caretakers of elder abuse. My Octopus Teacher, a filmmaker forges an unusual friendship with an octopus living in a South African kelp forest, learning as the animal shares the mysteries of her world. And Time, Fox Rich fights for the release of her husband, Rob, who is serving a 60-year sentence in prison. I'm probably going to go with The Mole Agent.
Okay. Why?
Just because I like the spyness of it. Like it has a like Billy Nye kind of feel.
Okay. Nathan, what are you going for?
So I actually saw My Octopus Teacher and I really enjoyed it, but I don't think it is Oscar worthy. So I'm going to go with Collective. One, because it popped up on the list, another spot under the international feature film, and plus I've heard of it.
Yeah. All right, Nico, what are you going for?
I'm also going with the Collective.
All right, Zach?
Crip Camp.
And I also am going for Crip Camp.
Give those people in wheelchairs an Oscar.
Well, okay, you're going for it for a very negative reason. It is actually quite a good movie.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it's really good, and it is Oscar bait. I mean, it is that kind of story. So.
I love the just the matter of fact like response to Stevens is like, well, you're going in for a negative reason. I'm going because it's good.
Exactly. It's actually a good movie. You know, good movies
I mean,
are good.
it's
All right, so what are we doing next?
It's like that one from years past where it was like kids skateboarding. It's like, let's give those kids some skateboard.
Let's move on to costume design.
Got it.
The nominees are Emma, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Mank, Mulan, and Pinocchio.
Ma Rainey's Black Bottom.
Is that what you're going for?
Yeah.
All right.
That's an easy pick for me.
Tina, what are you going for? This is actually a tough one if you get real serious about it.
Yeah, It's between Ma Rainey's Black Bottom and Mulan, just because I think they're going to try and like throw Mulan award somewhere.
And that's
No, they're fucking not.
I think that's a reasonable argument, but
I'm of that same kind of mind. I haven't like decided on Mulan, but I'm on that wavelength.
I'm gonna go Mulan.
whoa! Well, I mean,
don't like
hey,
it, but I'm
listen,
going for it.
Academy Award-winning Suicide
I
Squad.
swear to God. fucking Oscar.
Look, Zach, this isn't what
I'm
we
going
think
to
should win. This is
fucking
what we
quit
think.
this
is
shit.
gonna win.
We should all just pick Mulan to fuck with Zach.
Go on. I'll win the fucking one here. I've won, I think, once.
All right, Nico, what are you going for?
I'm trying not to go with Mulan. I think I'm gonna go with Emma. I'm sure it's got to win either hair, makeup, or costume. It could win neither, but I think it's a good pick for either of them.
What are you going for, Nathan?
I'm gonna say Emma because I went with Mank for makeup and hairstyling, but I'm like, yeah, I'm along the same lines as Nico. It's gonna win one or the other.
And we know Zach's going for Ma Rainey's. I also am going to go for Ma Rainey's.
That's right.
Okay.
Join the dark side. Join the truth.
I don't know.
and the
I just feel
light.
like that there's going to be a want to recognize that movie, and honestly, it looks like they did a good job with it.
But Mulan.
I know. I was very tempted. Had the rest of you went Mulan, I would have done it for peer pressure just to fuck with Zach. But it didn't happen that
No,
way.
fucking nuts.
All right. I wish Mulan was up for more categories just so I could say, well, guess what's up next?
Exactly.
Next
God
up, let's go on to cinematography.
Oh, here we
The
go.
nominees are Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, News of the World, Nomadland, The Trial of the Chicago 7.
So straight up, I did not like the look of Meg.
Yeah, I didn't care for it either.
Like it was
Usually,
too,
I like David Fincher movies.
It was too digital and clean for what they wanted.
Yeah.
Like shit just looked immaculate, and I'm like, if this is supposed to be some film reel you found in a basement, which is what they were going for, it looks too good.
Then what are you picking?
Oh, I don't like any of these, but I'll go Nomadland, I guess.
Why are you picking Nomadland?
It starts with an N.
I also am picking Nomadland.
Because I've been hearing buzz, and that's all I know.
Well, and there's a lot of talk about the procedure used to shoot this film. To me, it looks like a documentary, which I dig. So if it wins, I'm good. Nathan, who are you picking?
I'm picking Nomadland, and that's basically because I've heard a lot of buzz, and based off the track record of the previous award shows, like awards that have come out earlier this year, I feel like Nomadland's going to sweep a lot of these bigger categories.
All right. Tina, what are you picking?
Damn my urge to be different. I'm going to go with Judas and the Black Messiah.
Yeah.
It's a solid pick.
Yeah, it's a reasonable choice. Is it just to be different?
That, and I realized I haven't chosen it for any of the ones that it's been up for, so it's like, sure.
It could mean that it's just not going to win anything.
True. Nico, what are you picking?
Nomadland.
Any reason other than buzz?
Buzz, yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing. What I've seen of the other films, nothing's really stuck out to me about how they're shot.
That's definitely a piece of it too. And Nomadland is pretty bleak. There's a lot of outside photography, and I know it's weird. There has been a lot of talk about the way this film was shot and how the director is actually bringing the same tools in for the next Marvel movie. So
I can't wait to see her next film be a very bland film.
You're rude. You don't know. It's Eternals.
Name a good, outside of the Avengers series and outside of Guardians of the Galaxy, name a good, above average Marvel film.
Well, that's like a
Winter Soldier.
Whoops.
Winter Soldier. Yeah.
Whoops, I took all of them.
All right, moving on.
Because Winter Soldier's garbage.
What?
You're wrong.
Kill
Yeah, we're going to definitely fight.
We have this talk every...
All right.
Moving on.
Animated feature.
The nominees are Onward, Over the Moon, a Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon, Soul, and Wolfwalkers. Onward is about two elven brothers who embark on a quest to bring their father back for one day. Do I need to go over who's voicing these or no?
No,
No.
because they were
Okay.
garbage.
Over the Moon. In this animated musical, a girl builds a rocket ship and blasts off, hoping to meet a mythical moon goddess. A Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon, when an alien with amazing powers crash lands near Mossy Bottom Farm, Shaun the Sheep goes on a mission to shepherd the intergalactic visitor home before a sinister organization can capture her. Wolfwalkers, a young apprentice hunter and her father journey to Ireland to help wipe out the last wolf pack, but everything changes when she befriends a free-spirited girl from a mysterious tribe rumored to transform into wolves by night.
Ooh, that sounds good.
It's the best movie on this list.
Well, which one are you picking, though?
Soul.
All right. Well, why? Because you think it's going to win?
Because it's Pixar. Like, if I'm going with my heart, Wolfwalkers. But I know it's not going to win. Because
Wolfwalkers does look really neat. I haven't
Yeah,
seen
I
it.
really
I haven't
like the
seen it yet
animation
either.
it's the
style.
same studio that did Song of the Sea and Sea of the Keels. Like, their stuff is just beautiful, and they get overlooked every time.
As long
And I
as
know they're
Onward
going to
doesn't
get
win,
overlooked.
as long as Onward doesn't win,
If
'cause that movie's
Onward
trash.
won, I would shit myself.
What are you picking,
Angrily.
Nico?
I gotta agree with Zach. It's gonna be Soul.
I also am going with Soul,
Like the
just
animation
because I know
of
it's
Soul's-
going to win.
Like the
It's gonna
animation
be
of Soul's beautiful.
Nathan's going with Soul also.
That's
I'm
not the best
going
film.
with Over the Moon.
Of course you are.
That's a passion pick.
I feel like
That- No, that is a passion pick because I fucking love that movie.
All right.
All
Moving
right,
on.
let's get to the acting, folks. Supporting actress.
Okay.
All right. Nominees are Maria Bakalova in Borat's subsequent movie film, Glenn Close in Hillbilly Elegy, Olivia Colman in The Father, Amanda Seyfried in Mank, and Yo Jung Young in Minari.
Interesting.
Okay, so y'all are talking about how you get one passion pick.
Yeah.
Well, this is my one passion pick.
What's
Borat.
that?
It's Maria Bakalova. It's Borat.
I've
Huh?
been hearing a lot of buzz about her.
Dude.
Actually,
When I saw that film, I'm like, she deserves a fucking Oscar.
I'm
And
going
the
with
fact
her.
that she's
I'm going with her
nominated,
also.
It's like I
I am
got.
also going with her.
I was also gonna go with her.
Oh,
Nathan?
wow.
I'm actually going with Young Jun Yoon
Why are you picking that one?
because well, to be honest, if I was going with my heart, it would be Olivia Colman or Amanda Seyfried, but I think it's going to go different. I think it's going to go Young Jun.
Olivia Colman's already won one. I thought
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. How many of Glenn Close, won?
And Meryl Streep.
And
Yeah.
Meryl
Yeah, but
Streep,
I
yeah.
feel like
She's
Olivia's probably
fun,
really
too.
close to like from now. Like it was not last Oscars, but Oscar before that.
Mm-hmm.
The favorite, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I thought Yu Jung Yoon's performance was fine. I mean,
I'm literally just
there
going
was
with this one
nothing
because of
about
the
that
buzz.
performance that just made me go, "Oh boy!"
And I think it would be really entertaining if she actually won.
I think it would be.
Dude,
I-
she won.
I would like
applaud
either of
that.
these two picks to win. I think that'd be great. I prefer these two either over Glenn Close, Olivia Colman, and Amanda Seyfried. So I would be fine if Nathan is right on this one, as long as one of them. But
Okay.
I think it's Maria.
Moving on.
Let's
Please.
do the actors that support us.
All right.
All right. The nominees are Sacha Baron Cohen for The Trial of the Chicago 7, Daniel Kaluuya from Judas and the Black Messiah, Leslie Odom Jr. from One Night in Miami, Paul Raci from Sound of Metal, and Lakeith Stanfield from Judas and the Black Messiah.
Oh my God. All right.
We're getting hard here.
Yeah, Nico, who are you picking for this one? This one's really difficult.
I will give
Okay.
them more time to think.
All right.
Yeah, I was going to go ahead and go with mine.
Okay.
Daniel Kaluuya.
Any reason why?
No, it's a very difficult one to pick. But I feel like they'll probably try to go after one of the ones from Judas and the Black Messiah.
Okay. Tina, what are you picking? No, go ahead, finish.
Oh, okay, yeah, and I was going to say like Leslie Odom Jr. was good, but I don't think it was. I don't know. No, Daniel Kaluuya is the one I'm going to go with. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, Nico.
Sorry.
I'm going with Leslie Odom Jr. from One Night in Miami.
That's fine. That's fine.
Because again, I loved him in that movie, and I feel like I kind of have to because I used one of his lines in particular in my wedding vows.
I think he was fine in it. I don't know of like the four main ones if he was the one I would have picked, but that's fine.
All right, I feel like I'm throwing my vote away because he's not going to win. But I saw the performance and it was pretty good. As I'm going with Sacha Baron Cohen, because he was really like when he does these like non-character, like his created character roles, he's actually really good, and he did a good job in this. So I'm going that way.
Okay.
Daniel Kaluuya.
You're going Daniel Kaluuya?
Yeah, because he's on the poster. And you know what? He didn't have a bad Photoshop done on his poster. Unlike Lakeith Stanfield, he got fucked on that poster. That Photoshop was horrible.
All right. Nathan, who are you going for?
That's all I got.
I'm actually going with Leslie Odom Jr.
Okay.
And that's just because I've heard a lot of buzz around him.
Okay.
All right. So let's go with the leading actress.
All right.
The nominees are Viola Davis, Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Andra Day from the United States versus Billie Holiday, Vanessa Kirby from Pieces of a Woman, Frances McDormand from Nomadland, and Carey Mulligan from Promising Young Woman.
Okay. Tina, who are you going for in this one?
I am going for Carey Mulligan in Promising Young Woman.
Any particular reason?
Like, that was a fantastic role. Like, I fell in love with her character almost instantly. So,
Nico?
Viola Davis.
You just going against the grain here?
I think Viola Davis is an excellent actress. I think she did a really good job performing and transforming into Ma Rainey. So I think it was a really strong role. So yeah, I mean, I don't really have anything against any of the others. I think this one's just a good one for her.
Nathan?
First off, very strong list of women.
Yeah, this is a tough list.
yeah.
This hard. I'm going with Frances McDormand.
Any particular reason? Because I know you haven't seen that one, right?
I haven't seen it, but what I have seen, and knowing her as an actress, she dives so deep into her characterizations. I would love to say Viola Davis, because Viola Davis is one of my favorite performers, especially in the last 10 years. Her level of work has just gotten better and better and better. But I really think it's going to be Frances McDormand.
I also am going with Frances McDormand. I saw the movie. She's outstanding in it. Now, I don't know how the voters read it because it's a minimalist movie. Like I said, that it's limited dialogue, but her acting in this movie is so good because basically, I don't know how much you guys actually know about the story, but I mean, she's going through a lot of emotional trauma that put her where she is, and it's not really talked about. You just know it a little bit from the organic development of the story, and she's super good. So I'm going, like, I enjoyed Carey Mulligan, and there were aspects of her performance I thought were fun and good, but I think Frances McDormand for me just kills it. Zach?
Frances McDormand because of hype.
Okay, and that's reasonable.
That's all I
There's
got.
a lot of
Yeah.
hype. Yeah. All right.
I didn't think Carey Mulligan gave the best performance there.
Oh, well, let's.
Whoops.
Damn. Slam.
That's a fight.
That's a burn. All right, let's hit up the men.
All right.
All right. The nominees are Riz Ahmed for Sound of Metal, Chadwick Boseman for Ma Rainey's Black Bottom, Anthony Hopkins for The Father, Gary Oldman for Mank, and Steven Yeun for Minari.
All right, Nico, what are you picking? It's a tough
Damn
one.
it. You hit me, Frog.
I could see the focus on your face.
This is a hard one because are they going to go with somebody who's dead? Are they going to go with somebody who's old? Or are they going to go somebody who's previously won it?
Yeah, because this is realistically, this is probably the last time Anthony Hopkins is going to get a Best Leading Actor nod.
Yep.
So it's like that's a way to go out. You're right about the Chadwick Boseman thing. I don't know if they would do that with a leading performance. Like with Ledger, at least he was a supporting role. So for some reason I feel like that's a difference. And
yeah, but is that difference made up for the fact that he is Black and it is a very racially motivated political year?
Yeah. I want it to be Steve Yeun. I'd love it to be Steven Yeun to win it.
Steve Ewan's performance is really subtle, but
Yeah,
it's good.
and I think that he's definitely got legs to stick around, and I think that would be a really cool thing for him to get. I think I'm gonna go land with that. I think I'm gonna land with Steven Yeun.
Wow, that's a passion choice.
I mean,
I don't know if
there's
it's a
some
passion choice.
really subtle
Yeah, it's like
moments
a
in
hard
that
choice.
that really feel authentic.
Well, you got a lot to say. Who you going for, sir?
Anthony Hopkins,
Mm.
because hype.
Okay, Tina, what are you going for?
Chadwick Boseman.
Nathan?
I'm going with Gary Oldman.
I mean,
Steven, switch it up.
Do it, Steven. Get that last one.
Who's left?
Rezamead.
Who?
Sound of Metal. Top
Rez
one.
Ahmed for Sound of Metal.
He doesn't have a shot though. That's putting me at the bottom.
Do it.
I'm not doing
Do
it.
it.
No,
Throw away your vote. Do
I'm
it.
not
What if-
doing it.
But
Not
what if
doing
he
it.
wins and
would
you're
be-
gonna hate yourself?
No, I wouldn't.
Who are you going with, Steven?
I think I'm. I'm actually thinking that I might go with.
Don't copy me.
Hmm.
Me, get on the Yoon train.
Join us.
I'm not
Union.
doing it. Well, what did you pick?
He was Hopkins.
Anthony
Yeah, he was
Hopkins.
Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins.
Oh
Yeah, that's such a hard one. That might be the hardest one on the freaking list.
no, that's not.
I
Oh,
don't think
that's
they're going to give it to him. I think it's just an honor that he was nominated.
To be fair,
That's what
I
losers say.
literally was vacillating between Anthony Hopkins and Gary Oldman.
But the thing is, when everybody brings up this movie, they talked about how good Anthony Hopkins is.
Yeah, I know.
That's like the talking point.
It is. All right, moving on.
Not that it's a
Actor.
good movie, but oh my god, Anthony Hopkins.
All right,
is so
here we go.
good.
This is a crucial one here.
Oh no.
Best director.
Oh, hold on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I closed,
I got it.
I
I can do it.
closed out my browser because I thought
I-
we were done describing shit.
Well, yeah, I got it. So,
The
you got it.
nominees are. There you go, Nico.
Oh, another round. Mank.
No, you gotta say the director's name, Dick.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
my
in this
list
case,
is,
I would
I
say the
do
director's
need to have it, but it's not on this list.
The list doesn't have it on it. Yeah, it just says the names of the movies.
Yeah, in this case,
Technical
Anyone have to?
difficulties.
Let's race to get it up first.
I'm not in this
I'm
race.
not doing that.
Well, you're on the iPad, so
Yeah.
yep. All
I
right,
got it.
all right, go.
Oh, hold on. No, I meant I would.
I do have it. I got it.
Okay.
All right. Chloe Zhao for Nomadland. Aaron Sorkin for Trial of the Chicago 7. Oh, wait. These are
Wait.
predicted.
Yeah.
Ah,
wrong list.
you liar!
God damn it, Ryan. You failed me.
You blew it.
All right,
It's just
let
better
me
to
go.
say
Here we,
than
All
here
right.
we go. Here we go. Let's see. Directing. Come on. There we go. Okay, good. Nominees. Sorry, Chloe. Another round. Thomas Vinterberg, Mank, David Fincher, Minari, Lee Isaac Chung, Nomadland, Chloe Zhao, and Promising Young Woman, Emerald Fennell.
Shit.
Shit.
All right, Nathan, who you picking
Nomadland.
for hype?
Definitely the buzz and the hype, and it's a female director.
So is a Promising Young Woman.
Yeah, so is Promising Young Woman.
Yeah, but this
And-
has more buzz than the Promising Young Woman.
Tina, who you picking?
Lee Isaac Chung for Minari.
Oh wow, why?
Oh.
Tina's not getting $5. I can tell you that.
All right, Nico, what are you picking?
I think I am not going to go with David Fincher. God damn it, this one's hard. I think I'm gonna go with Chloe Zhao for Nomadland.
Why?
Buzz. I've got nothing particularly on
Zach?
there. Yeah.
I hate this.
Yeah? Who you going with?
You're going with David Fincher, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm going with David Fincher. And this is probably his worst film. It's probably his worst fucking movie.
And the moment he said, "I hate this," like I know we just.
I'm just like, this might be the time where they throw a fucking bone to David Fincher.
I also am
It's
going
The Departed. It's what it is. It's The
Nomadland.
Departed.
It is.
I mean, at this point, it's a toss-up between Nomadland and Promising Woman and maybe Mank.
I don't think Mank is in this. I think it's a toss-up between Promising Woman and Nomadland, and I'm going Nomadland because I think there is a difference between critical hype and Oscar hype. And I feel like the Oscar hype is in Nomadland because there are a lot of things directing-wise that I like in Promising Young Woman, but I think Nomadland is better. It's done
Right.
I
well
mean,
better.
this is...
So
I fucking hate this.
all
Normally,
right.
I'm like gung-ho about this. This year fucking sucks.
All right.
Okay. Now this is it for all the marbles. Best Picture.
Okay.
And the
So
nominees,
this category is worth 20 points, right?
No.
the nominees are The Father, Judas and the Black Messiah, Mank, Minari, Nomadland, Promising Young Woman, Sound of Metal, The Trial of the Chicago 7,
Okay, real quick. What would be the worst winner?
Mank.
Yeah, Mank. Mank. would be
Probably
the worst
Mank.
Probably
Yeah.
Mank, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because it wouldn't feel like that one won because it's so amazing of a movie. It would feel like it won because Hollywood's kissing its own ass.
I mean, in years prior, they have given Best Picture the worst fucking movie.
Yeah.
Green Book.
Shakespeare in Love.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was, yeah.
That movie's shit.
But then
Crash.
again, they've also surprised and picked really good movies like
Parasite.
Parasite.
That is the exception.
That is the question though. So this is such a weird removed season versus last year.
Yep.
Are we dealing with the same Academy essentially that awarded Parasite the Best Picture, or is this not going to be? Are they not going into this with that same mindset?
Exactly.
And also, none of these are really Parasite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
None of these are close.
Parasite, when you looked at the list last year, it was heads and tails above everything else.
Yeah.
These movies they're not so far removed from each other. You're right. It's not like looking at it and going, wow, there's no question. Now, in my mind, it has to be Nomadland.
Yeah.
That's
to
where I
me.
was going to go.
That's
yeah.
where I'm going.
Yeah,
Is
That's
Nomadland.
exactly where I'm going.
Only because of hype.
I'm not because of hype, but because I really liked the movie. It's tough though because I also feel like Nomadland is a little bit divisive because it's like I was telling Zach, it's a character study. It's not your typical beginning, middle, and end kind of movie. It's a study of a moment in time, kind of. And some people really don't like that, but I'm going with it.
Wait. Okay.
What?
I was going to be divisive and
Yeah.
be like, say, fuck it, just do Mank.
Yeah.
But then I remember that one came out with Netflix.
Yeah.
And if there's one thing that is a certainty, it's the Academy saying, fuck you to Netflix.
I don't know if that's true.
I don't know. Well, what? How did Irishman fare again? It didn't win like Best Picture, but
No, it didn't.
it didn't,
No,
it didn't get shut out, did it?
There you go, what?
They didn't get shut out.
from
Yeah.
any of its awards.
I thought it did.
I don't remember, but I mean that one. It's not that good of a movie. I mean, you've had other ones that had a lot of attention too. A Marriage Story got some nominations.
Yeah, Irish. I mean,
Yeah, but I was saying Best
Marriage
Picture.
Story did really well last year.
Best
It got-
Picture, they will not give it to Netflix.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I'm going. Then what are you going with? Then if you're not going with,
I'm going Nomadland.
all right, Nico,
Okay.
Minari.
Damn it.
Passion Play.
I haven't seen it, so it's weird to say a passion play. I think
It's a good movie.
I think you might be right a bit about how Nomadland might be divisive in some ways. So I think this one might be a little bit of a safer pick.
Tina,
Nomadland.
for hype.
Hype.
Nathan,
Nomadland.
for hype.
That, and I just have a feeling it's going to sweep a lot.
Yeah, I really feel like,
Best bring a broom. That thing's gonna sweep.
you know what?
So good. I love that one.
That's good. What I think is really funny is I would wager if you could get into the minds of the voters that Nomadland and Promising Young Woman were on all of their minds for a lot of these that they were both nominated in, and Promising Young Woman is going to get shut out. I just have this feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's going to get shut out, and it's a really good movie.
Probably.
But to
yeah.
be fair, it's really good, and I'm going to get the Blu-ray, but I don't know if it's quite what I think of on an Oscar level yet. It's a little grindhousey, which I love, but it's
That
a little
edge to it might.
it's a little
keep it from-
nihilistic.
yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like it's not there. We'll see. It's going to be fun to watch.
That is this Sunday, right?
That is
Yeah.
this Sunday, and who's watching it?
Depends.
I have to close that night, so not me.
Yeah.
It depends
Probably
on if I'm seeing a movie at 4:00 and I might get home a little late, so maybe
Yeah.
I'll watch it. Maybe I won't.
I can't. It's just so long.
Especially because we're not getting
I'll
together
watch the
when it's
highlights.
fun.
I always watch the highlights. Yeah, we had discussed doing a get together and watching it here, and it didn't. We didn't put that
But
together.
next year.
Next year,
Next year when we have actually seen the fucking movies.
exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should probably try to plan better next year and make sure we all see the movies or see some of them together or something.
If anything, we should do like a couple rounds of like Oscar movie nights to where we try and knock out like one or two, maybe even a whole section of the shorts or something. You know?
Exactly. Well, and also I'm hoping that
They show them.
next year. Well, I know that they had them virtually, but I would like to go to the Belcourt and
Exactly. Same here.
Yeah.
watch them all. That's kind of what we've always done in the past when we could. All right, so it'll be fun to see next week on next week's show.
Who wins that
who-
$5?
Who wins that big $5? Get that coffee or that Skinny Mixes bottle, and
Or
then
that bagel.
or that bagel. And then the week after that, we'd be talking about back to film ball, almost like 2019 all over again.
Yay. Oh God, I gotta create my spreadsheets now.
Oh yeah, it's time. So where will we find you on the internet?
You will find me under all social handles at Cheddar Popper. That is CheddarPoppr. Look out for I need to post more, but my bookstagram. And then also see the puppy recovering from surgery at the.shadow.pupper.
Nice. Nico?
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram under Nico Scream, NIKOSCREAM. Mostly talking about Dungeons and Dragons occasionally, and yeah, that's it.
Nathan?
You can find me on Instagram, Nate_R_70, and back at podcasts on for Film Ball.
Nice. Zach?
You would ask that right when I take a drink.
Well, you
Yep.
knew your turn was coming.
I know.
Mhm.
Damn it. You can find me on Instagram. I'm Master of the Matrix 91. You can also find me on Steam as well as Discord. I am a dangerous mute lunatic.
So find me at all things CultureSmash, mostly Facebook. And on top of that, find me Off the Shelf Movie Night on YouTube. And don't forget to check out the Film Push podcast about film financing and distribution that you can get along with our show on Spotify. That is my current recommended way to do podcasts because I'm really digging it right now. I don't know why it took me so long to get on the Spotify.
On Spoofy?
Well, I've been on it for music, but for podcasts, I just haven't done it. But it's actually working really well.
Does anyone else say Spoofy?
No.
Or Spoofoo?
No one wants to say that.
No one.
Who
I
wants
guarantee there's other people out there that say Spoofy.
Not anybody here.
I mean, that might be true.
Not
right.
All
anybody
right.
with an
I
IQ
guess-
higher than that of an average fifth grader.
All right, let me just bring
Bye,
this one in.
everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
All right.
Okay.
Stopping the recording.
So I
We're still live
share.
on YouTube,
I
by the way. Hello,
believe
YouTube.
if I have everyone's accurate
We're-
email
we're